So let me move to the slides that is going to talk about the future engagement model in a BPM space when the chosen technology is PRPC 7. So, Rain Halterman, he is the leader now in BPM leaders community, and he is kind of, treated as a thought leader in this space. So Rain Halterman actually proposed the model that is currently, I'm showing to you. So the left-hand triangle is, we call it the pull and push triangle. So quality is the parameter which is under constant pull by three items called time, scope, and cost in future BPM engagement. I'm sure most of you know that, in a BPM engagement, when we are doing it in agile development methodology, the item that is being compromised at the very early stage is the quality, just to keep time, scope, and cost under control. Now, this challenge is kind of mitigated in a PRPC 7 in a very unique way. And first, to give you an idea on that, let me first tell you that quality by definition is a subjective term. So we need to put some kind of objectivity on this, and Rain again proposed a model where he identified 5 parameters which are shown in a rectangle beside that triangle, that FURPS. Now, what does this FURPS mean? F stands for functional quality. So somebody might say that if the application doesn't meet the entire functional requirement, then the quality is poor. U stands for user experience. So somebody might say that, if the user experience is not consistent, then the application is of poor quality. So similarly, this FURPS means functional quality, user experience, reliability of an application, meeting the performance SLA, and supportability. These 5 parameters define the quality as an objective item. So combining this triangle and the rectangle, we get the final triangle where the functional quality being taken out because it is kind of intuitive in nature. We all know that unless the application meets the functional requirement, we will not be able to go further for the other parameters to judge and gauge the quality. So how PRPC 7 is taking care of these parameters? So for example, the stage-based case management in PRPC 7, it's an item which ensures a functional quality is maintained. The requirements, client requirements are delivered the way client is expecting it. The UI responsiveness, in PRPC 7 maintains that whatever be the rendering platform, the application will behave in a similar fashion, seamlessly, without any kind of developer intervention. Similarly, application modeling, the data modeling, process modeling makes the application reliable, and it can meet any kind of throughput without impacting the performance SLA. Similarly, supportability, like where the application is for multi-node or a single node, or it's high availability, or it's for limited availability. All these features are, earlier were a kind of headache to a developer, because they have to think through these features while developing the applications. However, in PRPC 7, most of these features, to a great extent, being taken into the platform itself. So developers are kind of, free to choose the way they would like to code their application without impacting the quality. So that's what, Rand has suggested. And we see that, this model fits perfectly well with the PRPC 7 architecture. So now I move to the next slide, which talks about, a BPM practitioner in that kind of challenging project delivery model. What are the skills and competencies that he needs to have so that, he can be delivering the application in the right manner, meeting the scope, timeline, and cost. So you see that if you look at agile project team, in most of the cases, we see there are two groups interacting with each other. The first group, called the defining group, who is responsible for defining the requirements, and the second group, the Scrum group, who is responsible for building the application based on this requirement. Now, the beautiful aspects of PRPC 7 is that both this group would be working on this platform PRPC 7, and the defining group would be working on this platform to define the requirement using the new DCO features available on PRPC 7, as well as, they would be able to manage the changes using the same DCO feature, and they would be also able to schedule the task with that DCO stuff. And the Scrum group is anyway, will be building this application. So if the chosen platform is PRPC 7 for a particular BPM projects, then in my opinion, based on my experience, the competencies that are needed in the team are process competency. For the defining group, they need to understand how to do the process modeling using the DCO, how to measure the effectiveness of change management, how to measure the alignment of the functional requirement with the technical design. And then a developer who is part of the Scrum team would be working on architecture modeling, data modeling, process modeling. So he would be mostly working with the tools and assets available on PRPC 7, and a project manager who is managing the entire project with the challenge that meeting the quality at the same time keeping time, scope, and cost under control, would be also doing the same stuff using the PRPC 7. So the layered competencies that are needed to be a successful BPM practitioner, as well as to deliver a project successfully in PRPC 7, needs process competency, tools and assets competencies, as well as execution rigor in the project. And all these things are right now being offered to an extent by the platform itself. So with this, now I am moving into the insights of PRPC 7, and my colleague Shibram will walk you through some of the not so obvious features of PRPC 7, which are part of the functionalities, as well as part of maintaining the performance, reliability, and supportability of making a quality as an objective parameter. Shivram, over to you.
Thanks, Asmi. So I'm Shivram Bhupati. I take care of Pega annual program at Virtusa. So here today we are going to talk about what is new in PRPC. So as per this agenda, today we are going to discuss on direct capture of objectives, case management, data modeling, user interface responsiveness, multi-tenancy, and high availability. Yeah, we start with the DCO, direct capture of objectives. As everybody knows that 7 is the most awaited version of Pega, and it has changed a lot